In so many ways, you're clearly an anomaly. For you to be the way that you are, there must be some kind of early context that people need to be aware of, a certain wiring or a cauldron that has sort of shaped you into who you are. What is that context that I need to understand?
I'm a very driven individual, and I'm driven off of ideation. I like the fact that you can have thoughts, and if you're in love with the thoughts that you're having, you can be energized to bring those thoughts into a bigger reality. That's the real fuel to the brain for me.
Do you think at the very core of you, that's what's motivating you? Because
Absolutely.
that's like a process, but the outcome of that is success in all its forms. It's material success.
Or failure. I mean, there is no success without failure. They go hand in hand. And with the failure comes amazing lessons, adjustments. And you get sharper because of the shit that you've done wrong or that you didn't know to approach a certain way that you now know how to approach. So I embrace the concept of failure just as much as I embrace the win of success.
Had I met you at 10 years old or 15 years old, how similar would you have looked in totality?
Not even close. Not even close. Not motivated to do the things that I didn't want to do. Not a good student, kind of fucking off school, the opportunities that come with school, the extracurricular activities that I didn't want to do that I was doing that my mom made me do. Hanging out was the thing. Hanging out was the luxury, it was the fun, and it wasn't available. My mom was strict. So I didn't have the luxury of doing all those things, which is why I wanted them more.
I found this photo of your mother.
Yeah, me and Nancy Hart.
She was strict.
Very strict. With me. My older brother, he had he had a little more leniency. He freedom, he curfew late at night. But my brother did all of the other stuff. My brother sold the drugs, did the smaller tiers of crime and stupid shit as a teenager. To where my mom felt like she wasn't gonna let that happen with me, so she was much more protective. Because of the mistakes she saw that she made with my brother. You see what I'm saying? So I got the short end of the stick. So I didn't have the curfew. I wasn't able to go hang out. I wasn't able to do all those things. So that's why I wanted that so much. So I rebelled in the spaces where you have to do this. And I was like, well, you don't let me do this, so I don't want to do this. So I kind of fucked off a lot of those opportunities.
And your father?
Henry Witherspoon, Spoonie G's, my guy. A fuck up in the eyes of most, but my dad, he didn't necessarily do the right things in life. Gang, crime, all of the shit, in jail, out of jail, drugs. That environment that we were raised in, it's not like, the best environment for anyone, but it's an amazing environment for those that live in it because it's all we know. And the normalcy is the low. My mom strived for the higher side of it. My mom was education, degree, trying to get another degree, trying to get a master's. My mom was always wanting to get better, always wanting to educate herself more because she felt that it was the biggest strength that nobody could control but her.
And they separated?
Yeah, they were never married.
Never married?
Never married.
And did they physically separate at a certain point?
I think my dad only lived in the house with me in my really younger years. Maybe from 5 to 7, maybe 8 if I can remember. I didn't grow up with my dad home. So when my mom was like, fuck that, you're out of here, it was over. My dad, he was a weekend dad or every other weekend dad or, during the week stopped by. Then he was in and out of jail. Then he got on drugs. We didn't see him at all.
How did you understand that as a kid? How does a kid understand the dad coming and going, being in jail, drugs?
You are a product of your environment. And in that environment, that's the norm. So when you say how did you understand that? Well, nobody had their dad.
Yeah.
right? Like all my friends, our dads, like we see them when we see them, and we love them because that's what we thought that it should be. It's not like I'm going over a volume of homes where I'm seeing the father sit with the family and the mom, and they're doing dinner and they're having conversations, and they're, it's this happy household. I only had a couple of examples like that. I remember when I went over one of my friend's houses from the swim team, and I remember he had his own room. It was like crazy. You get to close the door and shit? Like, this is your space? Yeah, this is my room. I had a hallway. We ain't had no goddamn room. We had a hallway. My bed's in the hallway. You could always see me. This is where I am. Me and my brother right here in the hall on these bunk beds. My friend had grass. He had a backyard. This is fucking crazy. Yeah, we don't have none of this where we live. So because that is the norm, it never affected me, right? Like I was never taken back by the obstacles of our household. My mom and dad just didn't get along and it didn't work. All right, it is what it is.
Did you have male role models at the time?
I don't think that I was in the space of no when it comes to role model. Like at this time, like I didn't have the mindset of what a role model is or should be. I just had good people around me who acted as like parenting aides to my mother to help her because of her schedule. But I never remember at that age looking at other families like, oh, this is what I want and this is what I'm striving to get or gain. Like it was shoulder shrug, a lot of shoulder shrugs. It wasn't until I got older that I think I know the lessons that my mom was kind of laying down started to click in differently.
I mean, one of those lessons that your mother was trying to lay down can be seen
in the Bible, 1000%.
With this, there's a
best story ever. Best story that I'm able to tell.
She put something in the Bible that's hanging out there, as you can see.
Checks, man. I couldn't pay my rent. I cannot pay my rent. I needed help. And she was like, well, I'm not helping you until you start reading the Bible. And I was like, Mom, I'm reading the Bible. I was lying. Just lying. I'm reading it. Come on, Mom, this is real. Mom, they're going to kick me out. Are you reading your Bible? Yes. When you read your Bible, then talk to me. And she did this for like a while. And one day I was like, you know what, man? I was literally by myself. And I was like, what am I going to do? I said, let me get this Bible. Let's read the Bible. And I opened up the Bible. And like my checks, rent, like multiple months of rent checks had fell out. And I was like, you know what? It's pretty amazing. Pretty amazing. And then I had to actually open the Bible and start reading the Bible. But that was her way of course, knowing that I'm lying, first of all, and B, giving me like one of the best lessons ever, Somewhere along the lines, the gems that she dropped started to click. And the idea of not starting things that I'm not going to finish, that's what really resonated with me the most. So like, I started a lot of stuff that I didn't complete in the younger years. That was me and my mom's battle. No, you're going to finish it. And she would make me finish it. No, I want to quit. No, you're going to finish it. So I ended up doing a lot of things with an attitude, which is why I half-assed it. But then as I got older, you realize, well, why are you putting time into something in the beginning that you don't want to see through? Why? Or just because you have like a rough moment or a rough patch, why is it so easy for you to quit? Why is the idea of quit so quick to you to come up with? And why are you so comfortable with the results of that? I shouldn't be. And that shouldn't be my like motto. So we don't stop. If we start something, we see it the entire way through. And at the end of it, even if you don't like it to the highest level, you know that you put your time, energy into something that you're at least proud proud that you did, proud that you were able to put a period on that sentence. And now you can start the next thing. But it's not until you complete something that you can honestly sit with yourself and go, that's what life is. That's called seeing things through the entire way.
What was it that changed in you? Like, what happened that made you suddenly start to take opportunities more seriously?
When you saw the opportunity, you fucked off. I remember my big dummy moment, and I've had a lot. So I don't know how much time we have to go down, but I got a lot of dummy moments. But my biggest dummy moment, we hooky school to go and have our senior day. We go to Great Adventure theme park on the East Coast. And there was a moment where we're done and we're talking, we're like eating and hanging out. And all my friends were talking about the college that they were going to go to. And they had already been accepted. They had already had letters and shit. When did y'all do this? When did everybody apply? When did you guys take the SAT? I took mine, but I rushed it because I wanted to get here. I wanted the hooky. Wait, how do you guys know where you're going already? I had no knowledge, no idea. All my friends went on to the next stage. They let me be the dummy by myself. And that's when it dawned on me that, like, nobody cares about you more than you should care about yourself. And nobody is giving you the roadmap to, like, the wins. You have to go find that information. You got to go discover it. You gotta want to get it. You gotta want to do it. And with the right help, the right word of knowledge, it can better help position you. But ultimately, you gotta want to do it. And me and just not wanting to do shit kind of put me in a really fucked up position early on.
Was it finding your thing, that put some wind in your sails and made you more of a apparently sort of motivated individual? Because at some point you go from being that Kevin to the Kevin that can't stop working.
Yeah, well, that was my light bulb moment.
Okay.
My light bulb moment was, look at what not applying myself got me. I feel like the dummy that doesn't know what he wants to do with his life. And now I'm at community college. I'm working as a lifeguard. I eventually went to go work for City Sports, which is a sneaker store. And I remember when I started working at the sneaker store, I talked about this for years too. I was like, oh man, this is cool. This is what I want to do. I got the thing that I want to do. I was so excited that I went and got a job, found a job. I'll do this forever, and I'm going to make it to the highest level so I can have a career. So I become the manager, and after being the manager, I work for corporate. And this is something that I can build. Like, I was already spiraling because I was like, I got to figure out what I'm doing with the rest of my life. What is my life? Now I'm panicking. And I was flourishing in the space of sneaker sales, right? Education and college degree I don't have, but in the space of personality and sale, I was able to maneuver. This is it. This is my calling. That's where the real beacon of light presented itself through ideas of my friends. You should do stand-up because you're funny. You should try stand-up.
Do you remember where you were when they said that to you?
In my workplace. I'm working every day. I'm on the floor.
And a colleague of yours at work said,
Alice, colleague of mine that I work with.
What did your brain think when she said that? Was it just blowing on a fire that was kind of already there, or was it lighting the fire?
No, I think the fire was lit. Like, I never thought about pursuing stand-up comedy prior to. Like, the idea came up. I was always funny, but I wasn't like, man, I got to figure out how to become a comedian. That was never a thought. I knew that I was very funny. I knew that I was entertaining. I knew that I could make people laugh. I love being the center of attention. I love the idea of a stage and a light. But that wasn't the thing. I wasn't like, I got it. And this is what it's going to do. It was presented, and then I went and did the amateur night, and that's when I fell in love.
Why did you like the stage and the light? And why did you like performing?
The laugh.
Why?
There's nothing better than the laugh. There's nothing better than being on stage, having the bright light, and the only energy of good that you're able to take away from what you're doing is the laugh. Ha! Ha! Hearing people laugh, I was like, oh shit. That feels different.
Why?
This is energizing. This is like,
How does it make you feel about you?
I feel like I'm doing a service of good. If I can make people feel better, if I can brighten up your day, it's a service of good. That means I'm like a shepherd of some sort. I am responsible for making people feel better. Oh my God, that means in success, I can bring people to one destination and everybody can share a moment and a laugh and all relate that it came from me. Oh my God, this can get global. This can get bigger. Well, this is starting to change now. Oh wow, wait, this has opened up doors for me to do this or that or this or that. It all started with the laugh. It all started with the stage.
So you went to that comedy show. I was looking at some of those early clips of you performing. It's funny because I think this is the early 2000s.
Okay.
But I mean, you probably...
Oh my God, Caroline's. Caroline's, this right here, my best set